Howdy folks, and welcome back to another video. This week we're going to be taking you back in time and we're opening up the June Scrawlrbox. I am still playing catch up. So right off the bat we've got the menu. Scrawlrbox lists the art supplies that's in the box, but I don't want to spoil the surprise, so I put that to one side. Opening up the tissue paper, and the first thing that I see is this gorgeous travel watercolour set. This is a Daler Rowney Aquafine travel set with 12 pans and a little paintbrush, and it is a little paintbrush, it's adorable. These are the colours that are included, and it's just, it feels nice. I don't know how else to explain it. I've got a couple of travel sets, but this one feels really nice. Then we've got the Staedtler Norris erasable in red, with an eraser on the end. Hopefully that's pretty good too. Not used it before. We've got two more pencil crayons. These are the Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. I've been keen to try these out. This is in green and brown. They probably have fancier names, but I can't find them right now. And last but not least is this white Uni Posca pen. I'm quite excited by this because I've seen quite a few people recommend Posca before, so hopefully we'll see what the deal is with these. We also get a little Scrawlrbox sticker in green and yellow. And behind the tissue paper we have the print of the month, with a girl with some greenery, and this is by Joanna Fye. And if you want to follow her online, you can do so at Instagram at milk2_. And last but by no means least is the paper this month, and this stuff is really thick. Yeah, that's some decent paper. I think it's the Daler & Rowney Langton. I will double check and pop it in the description. But that is it for this box. Pop that there. Let's see what Scrawlrbox have deemed the challenge for June. And the challenge this month is Summer Flourish. Okie dokie. Alright, so it's time to have a look at these supplies and see what we can do. I skipped forward a little bit there because basically when I was sketching out my design you couldn't see it for a while. So until I started getting a little bit heavier handed you couldn't see what I went for. I toyed with this quite a bit because when I initially heard Summer Flourish I thought of my Dryad character that I drew years and years ago. I think it was about 2014, and I really wanted to draw her again, and I even did thumbnails in my sketchbook. However, part of the challenge that Scrawlrbox had set with this one was that you couldn't use line art, and I am a huge fan of line art, and the picture that I had in mind for my Dryad character would rely heavily on line art, so I knew I had to drop that. So instead I sketched up a little kitty with a sunflower sitting in a pot, basically, in quite a cartoony style. I pictured this as more of a kind of children's book illustration, or something you'd find hanging in a children's bedroom. Maybe it's because I've been painting my son's nursery, who knows. But I have to say, even though this paintbrush was diddy and like smaller than my index finger, it performed rather well. And I don't know whether it was these paints or paper or a little bit of both, but my word, they went down well. I mean, this brush is tiny. I'm going to emphasize this brush is tiny. It's adorable, but look at how clean that wash is going down. I thought this was going to be streaky as anything, and it wasn't. It was really quite a flat wash, probably the flattest wash I've ever managed to achieve. I am a watercolour noob. I literally only picked up watercolours for the first time about 3 years ago, if that. I bought myself a Sakura Koi travel set, funnily enough, and I'm still learning. I'm teaching myself. I always used to hate them, so there you go. But yeah, this paper and these watercolours worked amazingly together, which was really nice to see because I've had a few Scrawlrboxes in the past. This is the first one I've recorded before now. But I've had a few where I've struggled to use the pieces together. Quick tea break. Stay hydrated, folks. like sometimes the supplies don't work on the paper that they provide, which can be really frustrating. I had the one box that was the Ecoline watercolour pens, and they just buckled on that paper, and it made me really not like the pens. I will try them again at some point on different paper, maybe this paper, because I really liked it. But for me, they were just frustrating, and I really liked those colours, so it was sad that they didn't work together. But yeah, this gorgeous. Out of my comfort zone though, without the line art. That's why I kept it really simple, because I knew that my thought process goes to sketch, line art, then colour. So to sketch and then go straight in with the colour, I was uncomfortable. But that's all, that's what these Scrawlrboxes are all about. They push you out of your comfort zone. They give you supplies that you might not have tried before. They ask you to do things that you might not have tried before. And it's really fun. And I really enjoyed this. This wasn't something that I'd thought to myself I would go out and draw. It's not. It's the sort of thing I might have doodled in a pad and then abandoned. But it was really nice to kind of see it through, because I thought, well, okay, what would I do if this was kind of a brief for a children's book or something? So it was nice. And obviously still learning with watercolours, so it's not fabulous. And I need to work on my patience, because I don't like waiting for them to dry. You'll see what happens there when I get to the plant pot. The less said about that now, the better. But let's just say the plant pot gets a bit of a weathered look, which is fine because it's outside. It's clearly outside in a garden, so, it's exposed to the elements. That was my plan all along. Totally not winging it. But yeah, I decided to give the kitty bright green eyes. I really like green. And that was part of my issue with this set. So the challenge was Summer Flourish, and there was one green in this. And as a watercolour noob, I was terrified of mixing many other greens and then running out of that colour. Which again, part of the reason why I didn't do my Dryad illustration was because I only had the one green, and she has lots of different greens on her, and I didn't want to mix like loads of mismatched greens. Still learning. One of the things I'm doing just then was instead of a bell, I put a little succulent on this cat's collar. I thought that was a really cute idea. I don't know why I like it so much, but I was like, yeah, that'll be amazing. I don't think anyone else will find it as entertaining as I do. But there you go. She has a succulent instead of a bell. Oh, there is that pot. You see, I had two different types of trouble here. Initially, when I start painting the pot, I don't think my brush is wet enough. So I was putting the watercolour down and it was just dry, which obviously, clues in the name, watercolour, not dry colour. So it dried really, really quickly. So when I got to it from the second side, it then made this really obvious line. And I tried to compensate for that by adding more water and trying to reactivate what was already there, but it just didn't work. But, part of this is I'm learning as I'm going, and I've invited you to come on this art journey with me and learning journey. You can learn from my mistakes. You can say, she did that, I don't have to. You're welcome, by the way. It's also true that when I went to the using the pencils, I nearly said pens, as line art, it still wasn't dry, so the plant pot gets a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I debated for a while about whether or not to colour the cat in. I quite liked her look in white, but then I was like, I'd have to shade her, and I don't know how interesting that would then look. So I decided to just make her grey and white instead, which I really liked. I think I debated making her a tabby. I can't remember if I do. We'll find out together. Maybe I just left it grey and white. Hey, who knows? Either way, she's there. She's chilling in a plant plot. And I gave her a darker tip to her tail and her ears, because my kitty has this, although my kitty's a boy and isn't this fluffy, and he is a tabby. But I just think it's cute when they have like the darker tips to their tails and normally their paws, but I decided to give her white toes because that was cute too. It's like they've got little socks on. If you can't tell, I like cats. I also like dogs. I have one of each, so. But my favourite is frogs. Fun facts. I don't have any of those anymore. I did, but I sadly lost them. So I'm just adding a bit more detail to her eyes here, putting in the black. Oh, first time you've seen me with a bit of paper towel there. Watercolour 101, use your paper towel. I think maybe I just remembered that at this stage, who knows. And here's me desperately trying to save that part again, so I tried to go in with a layer of shading, and it's still just, I tried. We'll call it I tried. Like I say, it's weathered, it's been outside for a while, it's seen some things, man. Yeah, it's been out a while. The cat's just looking after it and chilling. And here we go with the line work, I guess. Yeah, it's still an outline. I was trying so hard to get the pencil to go over the wet watercolour there, which was clearly not going to happen. So I gave up and went on to other areas of the piece for now. I think I went back and tried again, but nah, the damage was done. Lessons were learned, like I said. But I really liked these pencils. I mean, I've never used pencil crayons for line art before. I've seen other people do it and thought, oh, that looks nice. But knowing that generally they go in afterwards has always made me feel really uncomfortable. Like I say, love my line art, find it a bit of a crutch. But I did feel that when I put the pencil line art in and I shaded some areas with the pencil as well, it finally got past that ugly painting stage that I'd been seeing for a while and going, I don't know where this is going. I clearly didn't make her a tabby, by the way. Look, she's not tabby, so I abandoned that idea. But I did think that adding the pencil really helped. And then I used the green one to add a bit more depth as well. And I think we're nearly there. Give her some whiskers. Yes, she was missing those. Ah, the Posca pen. Literally, after all that excitement, I used it to put the shine in her eyes. And there we have it. So this is my attempt at the June Scrawlrbox Summer Flourish. And here is my cute little kitty in a pot. Which, let's not talk about the plant pot. I was impatient. I need a hairdryer or something. But all in all, I really enjoyed this challenge. And I enjoyed using the supplies. So hopefully next one will be good too. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment how you would have tackled this challenge. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos. And until next time, I'll see you next one. Bye!